Today, we're diving into a topic that affects us all, the US national debt. As of early 2023, it's a whopping $33 trillion. But what does this really mean? Stick around as we break down the facts, debunk myths, and explore the role of debt in economy. I'm your host and you're watching Aquatau Technologies TV. Nearly $33 trillion. That's the staggering figure that represents the debt of the United States as of early 2023. But here's the catch. $7 trillion of that is intragovernmental debt, meaning the government owes itself money. The bulk, approximately $25.7 trillion, is held by the public. So, what does this really mean and why should we care about national debt?
What we refer to as the national debt is really nothing more than an accounting record.
Is there a reason you should want debt to be zero, precisely zero? No, there's no reason for that.
And unfortunately, we're using it for rainy days and sunny days right now.
We have to think about the interest rate on what we pay for our borrowing. We have to think about the growth rate in our economy. If the growth rate is faster than the interest rate, then that makes that debt more sustainable.
The U.S. economy certainly has the resources to pay down the debt over time, or at least to stop the increase in debt, but we need political action for that to happen.
The national debt is essentially an accounting record, tracking how many dollars the government adds to the economy minus what it subtracts through taxation. Is there a reason for the debt to be precisely zero? Not necessarily. Debt serves various useful purposes, especially in emergencies. However, concerns arise as the national debt has surged by nearly 90% since the beginning of the pandemic. The majority of the US debt is held by the public in the form of government securities, treasury bonds, notes, and bills. These instruments are considered safe and secure, making them attractive to investors globally. Public debt has historically been used for emergencies, acting as a contingency plan to smooth out economic shocks. Debt, when managed properly, can benefit the economy. However, the critical factor is the debt to GDP ratio, currently hovering around 100%. This ratio indicates whether the country can service its debt. Rising interest rates add complexity as the government must pay more to service the debt, impacting national programs. In 2022, the federal government paid $475 billion in interest, nearly 2% of the GDP.
That have a whole lot of debt really are struggling to survive. They're struggling to meet rent or mortgage payments, repay college loans, to repay loans for a car. They're struggling because they've got enormous credit card debt.
Rising every single day, and it is something that I can say is debilitating. For me, even with a master's degree and having experience out in the field for over 10 years, I've had to have at least 3 jobs in order to not live paycheck to paycheck.
Asset purchases, such as a home, such as a car, and when the price of these goods goes up, then it gets reflected in the loans that get taken out.
And it's that juggling effect, right? Do I pay off this debt or do I go get groceries or go get gas, the things that I need to actually live?
All sorts of supports were extended. They offered forbearance on mortgages, on student loans, other types of debt.
When one set of my student loan payments were paused, I was able to breathe. So even with that $300 that was paused specifically in loan payments, that was enough to be able to allow for me to pay off my old car. That was enough for me to be able to save a substantial amount of money in order to put a deposit down for this beautiful place that I cohabitate every single day.
One common misconception is comparing the national debt to a household budget. Unlike a household, the government's budget works differently, and the national debt isn't an imminent burden. It's crucial to understand that the government can afford to pay its bills, and the debt to GDP ratio is a stability indicator rather than a looming crisis. So, why can't the US get a handle on its national debt, and does it even have to? Balancing the cost and benefits for future generations is crucial. Debt, when used wisely, can propel economic initiatives and crisis response. As the wealthiest nation on earth, we need to navigate the delicate balance between present needs and the legacy we leave behind. Thanks for joining us in this deep dive into the US national debt. If you found this video informative, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Stay informed, stay curious, and we'll catch you in the next video. Until then, take care.